What is up, everyone? It's Sam, and I am back in Alabama once again. I am so glad to be back. I had a great trip out to the great state of Arizona. Had a lot of fun. Slept in my cold van at night. But I have returned, and now I am back in the land of the eBay. So I shut my eBay store down for an entire from the 6th until yesterday. So I guess that would be 2.5 weeks that I shut it down. Yes, I shut my store down and I didn't sell anything for those 2 weeks and I didn't list anything for 2 weeks. But I sold something today, so that was pretty good. Welcome, Invisible River Ranch. Good to see you on here tonight. Yes, I am happy. I had a good trip. I enjoyed myself. We had steak on the first day. I had my Coleman grill out there and had a camping buddy. You saw on my last live stream, his name was Outdoors Dreadhead. And on our first night, I pulled out my Coleman stove and I cooked some steaks that I had brought. So I bought 2 ribeye steaks, and those were cooked on the very first night. So I wanted to make sure those got cooked right away. Yeah, 19 days. That's how long it was. You will be back. I will be here. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Invisible River Ranch. And I'm glad that everyone else who is in the chat is here as well. So, what did I do for 19 days? Well, I lived in my vehicle. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I have a Mercedes Sprinter van that I have converted into a camper. And I built I had a cot with a bed in it. And I decided that I wanted to build a platform. So that was one of my videos where I built a platform for my bed. And so I got the cot and put it up, and I just took my mattress and put it on top of the platform. And that did pretty good, but it wasn't as comfortable as it was when I had the mattress and when I had the cot, because the cot had springs in it. And I also had an extra mattress underneath me. So, Marty says, hey, Marty, good to see you on here. Glad you made it. Invisible River Ranch says, what did you find out that you didn't know before you left? Well, that's a very interesting question. One that really deserves an answer, but also one that I don't know that I could give you an answer for, because I don't know that I found out anything except that it is possible to go 2 weeks with only one shower. Welcome, Badlands Bandit. Good to see you on here. He says, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sweet Home, Alabama. Yes, I am so glad to be back in Alabama. And last night I slept in my own bed, my regular bed. The other one is my bed too. It's just not my regular bed. But I slept in my bed. And I have to say, I slept a little bit late this morning. Had to unpack a lot from the van. Had to take a lot out of the van, and it's going to need to be washed. I'm also going to have to take the van to the shop and get the oil changed, because it has gone well over the amount of miles that is necessary for the oil to be changed. So I'm going to have to take that. Invisible River Ranch says, get one of the topper mattresses. Well, what I have is I have one of those 6-inch memory foam mattresses. Actually, I think it's about 8 inches. It's an 8-inch memory foam mattress. And that is just sitting right on top of some boards, some 2x4 plywood. And my buddy's coming to visit me. He missed me. Just my little buddy. Don't worry, he was taken care of while I was gone. My beautiful, sweet, wonderful wife came and fed him and spent time with him while I was gone. Invisible River Ranch. Yes, that's what cowboys do. It's why they take a shower in all them why they take a shower in all them cowboy movies. Chuck Jacobs, welcome, Chuck. Good to see you on here. If y'all haven't checked out Chuck's channel, I suggest you go check him out. Channel's name is Chuck Jacobs Arizona. He says, good evening, Sam. I'm glad that you made it back home safely. Yes, I am glad I made it home safely as well. The trip home was not near as sketchy as the trip out there. You saw the video that I made on the trip out there where it was icy and snowy and sleety and rainy, and there was a lot of turned over vehicles, and it was just very dangerous going out there when I was going through Oklahoma and also into Texas. And there is my buddy, my new friend, Box Van D. How are you doing tonight, Box Van D? I am so glad that I got to spend some time with you out in the desert, and I appreciate you making yourself available for the meet and greet. Chuck and I and Dreadhead, our outdoors Dreadhead, got to go visit with Box Van D at her meet and greet that she had off of was it Plamosa Road? Yeah, Plamosa Road. And she was camped out there, and we brought some spaghetti and some hamburger meat and some of my old family recipe spaghetti sauce. It's called ragu. And we cooked it out there, and we had a wonderful spaghetti dinner with Box Van D. And a couple of her friends came and joined us as well. So I was glad to see them come out and share dinner with us, because that's what we do when we're in the desert. We share food. And Box Van D can tell you that people who live in the nomadic lifestyle or live out of their vehicles often do share meals together. And that's what me and Chuck and Outdoors Dreadhead did the whole time we were camping together. We would we would go out. He is really clingy today, but we would go out and we would cook every night. One of us would cook a meal. One night, Outdoors Dreadhead made what was it? He made fajitas. Anyway, it was a Mexican dish. It was really good, and so we really enjoyed the time that we spent together, camping together, and just enjoying each other's company. We made breakfast a couple of days. I made some. Chuck missed the day that we made the grits, but on the day that Chuck left, he's trying to eat my button. The day that Chuck left, we had grits and eggs and sausage and bacon. So Chuck, you really missed out on the grits. They were really good because we put cheese in them. Bach Fan D is saying that she's doing really good. She's really tired and trying to get caught up. Yeah, I know it probably took a lot out of you going out there for the meetup and staying out there. I did see your video that you made after you went back about what a stroke victim or what someone who's had a stroke looks like. So that was a very informative video, and I'm sure that a lot of people really appreciated that. D. A werewolf. I bet your kitty cat sure missed you. Yes, he apparently did. Now he's trying to chew my buttons off of my shirt. Thank you for your comment. You enjoy following my adventures. Y'all have a good one. Well, I'm going to be having some more videos coming out here in the very near future because I did a lot of filming when I was on the road and when I got to the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And I also filmed a couple of really good uh, vehicle tours. So I think you will all enjoy seeing the different types of vehicles that I was able to film. One of them was Chuck's. So I did a tour of Chuck's vans. So that will be one of the videos that I'll be putting out here in the very near future. But I also ran into a lady who is living out of one of those little tiny, what are they called? What are those real tiny cars called that well, you know what they are. Some people make fun of them and put little wind up on the back of them to make it look like it's a wind up toy. But anyway, she's been living in this vehicle for smart car, that's what it is. She's been living in this smart car for 14 months. And one of my vehicle tours is of her in her smart car. I thought it was really amazing that she was able to live in that smart car, and she appeared to be very comfortable doing so. She said she lays out on the passenger seat, folds forward, so she's able to stretch out her legs all the way to the back of the car, and her head sits on the dash. Well, she has pillows, of course, but her head sits on the dash, and she said she's able to see the stars and the moon when she's out there doing that. And Woody says, "Sounds like y'all had a good time." We did have a really good time, and it was a lot of fun. The last day I was in the Quartzsite area, I went to the Schoolie Palooza. For Chuck, I know you talked about going to the Schoolie Palooza, but I know you ended up going back home before you decided to do that. But it was interesting. I got to go out there, and I spent the night out there at the Schoolie Palooza. And now, what the Schoolie Palooza is where a lot of people, and it's not just schoolies, but a lot of schoolies, people who have schoolies that live in schoolies, go out there and they park and hang out in the desert in a certain location. And the thing I knew about, but I didn't really take seriously that I should have, is that one of the things that they do is they play music all night long. And when I say all night long, I mean they play music all night long. They do not stop the music at all. It runs 24/7 for the whole time that you're out there. So, I did stay the one night of the Schoolie Palooza, and I ran into one of the people that I have been watching for a while. His channel is Winter is Blue, and his name is Mateo, if any of you are familiar with him. So I ran into Mateo, but that was about the only thing good I can say about the Schoolie Palooza. I did get some video, so I'll be incorporating that into one of my videos at some point. Woody says he doesn't think he could do that. I'm assuming he's talking about living out of his vehicle. Fifth wheel for 5 years, and that was enough for him. And Spidey, welcome. Good to see you on here, Spidey Librarian. Yeah, I'm so glad that I made it home safe as well. And Reselling with Woody, talk about being humble. Living in a travel trailer will do it, my experience. Yeah, and that's one thing about it. We've got a true nomad here on the channel tonight, Box Fan D. She has been living. Box Fan D, could you tell us how long you've been living in a vehicle? I know that you started out that I've known in a car. You were living in a car, and you had a tent that you brought out and kind of used as where you cook meals and stuff like that. And then you moved into a trailer, like a pull behind trailer, box trailer, and you lived in there for a little while. And then you bought the box van and you went into a fifth wheel for a little while. And now you're back in your box van. But you seem to be very happy with that, and I'm glad that um, you're living your best life, and uh, that you're free. You know, you're not constrained to any of the things that a lot of people are, especially at your age. You know, Dee is 72 years old, and I'm very continue to be very impressed that she is able to do what she does. But she says she has gone to schooling in the past to too much loud, crazy music all night. That is for sure. Amen to that. It was just too much for me. I stayed one night and I was ready to go. But I left Schoolypalooza after one night, and I went from there to, uh, excuse me, I'm getting some of the hair in my nose and it's bothering me. But I went from there to Tombstone, Arizona, and got to watch a simulated gunfight in the actual OK Corral where the actual real gunfight occurred, and I was able to watch that. It was a reenactment of the original gunfight in the OK Corral, and I got some video for that too. So that'll be another video that'll be coming out. I had a real good time. I had a real good time there in Tombstone, and I got a couple of badges, souvenir badges from Tombstone. One of them was a Marshall's badge, like Wyatt Earp would have worn, and the other one was just a round badge that had a star in the center, and it said Tombstone on it. I might get up and grab it off the shelf and let you see that. Spidey says can't stay long, but wanted to drop by. Drop a like and wish you a good stream. Thank you very much, Spidey. I'm so glad that you got to join us tonight. I try to pop in on Spidey's live streams. He's pretty good at having regular live streams, and I'll pop in from time to time and say hello to him. His channel is a lot different than my channel, but we have common friends, and so we drop in on each other from time to time. Invisible River Ranch. Yes, night is for sleeping, but for them, I mean, it wouldn't be Schoolypalooza if they didn't stay up all night and play music all night long. But they also, I didn't see this because I was asleep, and I tried to sleep. I didn't get out there. It was really cold, and there was dust storms out there that night. But they had these fire sticks, and they were twirling the fire sticks. I saw some videos from some other people who were out there. I don't know if it was that night, if it was a night or two after that, but they were twirling the fire sticks and listening to the music real loud. And I also saw where Eric, the nomadic fanatic, was out there one night, and apparently something happened while they were out there. He never did talk about what actually happened, but he alluded that something did happen. But Dee said she did live in a car for the first 8 years. At first, about 8 years ago. Yeah, that's when I first was introduced to Dee, because she was on Cheap RV Living. I think that was one of her first interviews with Bob Wells, and she was on Cheap RV Living, and she did a tour of her vehicle for Bob Wells. Reselling with Woody, sounds like you have some great videos to show us. Yes, I do. I have a lot of great videos to come. And Box Van D says, I got to go. Medical appointments tomorrow. Maybe see you next year, Sam. Take care. Yes, I hope you will see me next year. I do plan on being back. That is for sure. I hope that all your medical appointments go well tomorrow, and I appreciate you coming and spending some time with me tonight. He will be back. Yes, I will. I will be back next year. Maybe next year, Invisible River. I'll be able to stop in on you and say hi. Maybe on my way back. I wasn't too far away from you there in Tombstone, but we just weren't able to make it happen this year. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to do that, but maybe next year. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button if you have not. Yes, please do. Please do. Woody, when you were messaging on Wolfman's live stream tonight, I thought you were saying you had a live stream at 6:30, but apparently you thought that I had a live stream at 6:30. And I do apologize for the confusion, but when I set this up on StreamYard this morning, it said it was still stuck on Mountain Time, because when I was out in the desert, I was on Mountain Time. And so I set it for 6:30 Mountain Time, which would have been 7:30 Central Standard Time, but apparently it reset itself at some point during the day today, and it reset it to Central Standard Time, so it had me starting at 6:30 Central Standard Time instead of 7:30, which is actually the time that I was planning on having this live stream. Okay, so you'll have more amenities built next year. So if I remember you correctly, you said that you have a ranch there in Arizona, and is it like a off-grid ranch or something like that? That's real easy to do, even if you're in the same time. Yeah. Well, I try not to be confused like that if I can possibly help it. But it just so happened that I went from Mountain Time to Central Standard Time, and when I set up the live stream on StreamYard, it said Mountain Time when I set it up. But apparently it converted it over. It realized that I was no longer on Mountain Time, that I was on Central Time. So you say you're going to have an RV park, a boutique RV park. Okay. Yes, that's right, Woody. I am on Central Standard Time. So if you saw my title, it said I'm back in Montgomery, Alabama. And then it says live at 7:30 p.m. CST. That stands for Central Standard Time. So yes, I am on Central Standard Time. And I guess most of the state of Alabama is on Central Standard Time. The only part of Alabama that is not, that is on Eastern Time, we also call it Fast Time, is the Phoenix City area. And Phoenix City is next to Columbus, Georgia. I used to work in Phoenix City, so I lived on Central Time and I worked on Eastern Time, and it got real confusing. So Invisible River says he's going to get the RV. Then you just pull in a car, and it's like an Airbnb. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. A lot of folks are doing that that have land. They're making little RV parks, or they're making it tiny house villages and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Pardon the typo. I didn't see any typos reselling with Woody. I missed it. I didn't see any typos. Experience the RV life without buying one. Oh, so you're going to have the RVs on your ranch, and you're going to rent them out like Airbnbs. Okay, I'm tracking you now. So I wasn't really understanding what you were saying. I thought you were saying that you would have hookups and have like an RV park where people could park their RVs. So what you're saying is you're going to have the RVs, and you're going to set them up for people to come camp. That's a great idea. So, sounds like a very expensive endeavor, though. Okay, I am going to grab those badges and show them to you. do a little show and tell. Yeah, I'm wearing my coat tonight because it's a little bit chilly. So this is the badge that I got for this is the OK Corral badge. See if I can show this, and it says sheriff on it. OK Corral. Tombstone AT. I guess that's Arizona. I didn't know that was the abbreviation for Arizona. I thought it was AZ. But it says Tombstone AT. OK Corral. So that's one of the badges that I got there in Tombstone. And that badge was $4.95. And then I got this other badge. This is the Marshal badge. U.S. Marshal badge. This is like the one the reenactors were wearing. The guy that played Matt Dillon and Wyatt Earp. That actually looks like a real U.S. Marshal badge from that time period. Oh, so AT is Arizona Territory. Okay. That makes sense. But this badge was $7.75. I'm trying to see if I can get a clear view of it in the camera. Can you all see that? So that's that. And Marty says, when are you going to put my video on your YouTube channel? I think I'm going to do it pretty soon. I think I'm going to do one with you and my brother William and my dad on there. I'm going to put that up there pretty soon. It won't be too long. Will Smith, that's my brother. Hey, William, welcome. Is the Ugly Sam Cat Show. Is the Ugly Sam Cat Show? Okay. I guess I could do some Airbnb since I own 5 acres. Little price endeavor, though. Yeah, it is. One of my houses I'm getting ready to turn into a full-time Airbnb. I've just got a few other things to do. I've got to get some towels and hang some stuff up on the walls to make it look kind of homey, and then I'll be done with it. Yeah, Invisible River Ranch said in Arizona Territory. That's what the AT stands for. That was before it was a state. Okay. And Chuck also confirmed that. And Invisible River said that he is the marshal there in his ranch. Cat was pretty. Thank you. I think he is a good looking cat. He's a tomcat. You notice that his ear was clipped, and that's because he was a rescue. So they always clip their ear so that when they release them back into the neighborhood, that they will know that they've already been spayed or neutered. Chuck says, I don't think that badges will get you out of a speeding ticket, Sam. No, I don't think so either. Sam's a cop. Yeah, I am a police officer. I prefer not to use the term cop. But yes, I am a police officer. And I actually have a real badge. But I'm not carrying it with me right now. But this is my police identification. This is my commission as a deputy sheriff in Bibb County, Alabama, and that's my sign saying that I am a certified officer. So maybe that might get me out of a ticket. I don't know. It helps to have that sticker on the back of my vehicle with a thin blue line on it. That's also why I had this right here. Note if you've noticed that behind me is a police flag. I still am a police officer, Butch William. He said, I didn't say the cat was ugly. Okay, you were saying I was ugly. Okay, I got it. Invisible River says, I can buy a late model 25-foot RV that were rolled over and damaged for 10% of their value. Fix it up, and there it is, around $3,000 per unit. Okay, sounds like a plan. Woody said, I just say obey the law, be courteous enough is enough to get you out of a ticket. Sometimes, unless the officer just has a quota to meet or something like that. $100 a day for itself in a month or two. Yeah. But also in Tombstone, when I paid $10 to see the gunfight at the OK Corral. And part of that was they give you this replica paper, the Tombstone Epitaph show and tell here. And this is actually is a remake of the actual paper that was published the day after the gunfight at the OK Corral. And you'll see here is the story. Well, this side is the story about the OK Corral gunfight. History recorded, and I'll read it to you. It says, on October 27th, 1881, the Tombstone Epitaph reported that a gunfight had taken place in a vacant lot behind the OK Corral. Wyatt Virgil and Morgan Earp and Doc Holliday had confronted the Clantons and McLaurys. 3 men had been killed and 3 wounded on the 32nd gunfight at the OK Corral. The epitaph recounted the details of the event and the legal inquiry that followed, where Wyatt and Doc, guilty of murder. Read the eyewitness accounts and judge for yourself. And then it also has a real long article here. Yesterday's tragedy, 3 men hurled into eternity in the duration of a moment. So I got to see the actual spot where the gunfight occurred. I thought it was really interesting. And I also went into one of the saloons. Apparently, I think it was Doc Holliday had a girlfriend who ran a saloon and a brothel, and her name was, they called her Big Nose Kate. And so I got to go to that saloon and see the actual saloon that was in operation at the time in the 1880s. A lot of history right there in Tombstone, Arizona. I thought it was really neat. Isn't there a black and white TV show called Tombstone? Maybe, I'm not sure, but there was a movie called Tombstone. And in that Tombstone movie, I think that Doc Holliday used the term, I'll be your huckleberry. And it got to be a pretty famous saying. Are any of y'all familiar with that? They do a real nice job at Tombstone. Yeah, they do. That's the Wild West. Yep. Actually, I could show you a small snippet of the end of the gunfight if my camera will cooperate. And you can see there's me standing next to a stagecoach. I probably need to turn the brightness down just a little bit for you to be able to see it very well. Let me see. Okay, so that's me standing next to a stagecoach. And it's not very clear. That's me and Wyatt Earp. That's the guy that played Wyatt Earp in the in the gunfight that they reenacted.
Talking about us like that.
They had us say boo when the bad guys came out and yay when the good guys came out.
Nobody likes. What are we gonna do about it? Real simple, Bill. You're dead here. We deal with it. Hey, well, you ain't gonna tell me. Bill, no, Billy. We're not gonna do anything quiet. No, we're just gonna send you down here. Have you write that emergency entry letter? One of the front pages of the paper with a big black border to get there. You know, I think that might just do him in here. You're an idiot. We're gonna kill him. I don't want to be killing nobody. I don't care what Cowboys looking for a fight? Now you've got it.
Put up your hands, boys. We're here for your job. Hey, how's it with that?
How about it, Holiday? You got the guts to play for blood. Come back.
So that was the end of the gunfight reenactment. And it was a lot of fun. Just Tombstone. So you were sick and didn't want to get me sick. Okay. Didn't realize I stopped over in Tombstone. Yeah, I was in Tombstone, Arizona. Any questions? Yeah, that was exciting. I had a good time. In Tombstone, the actual city, you know, it's all dirt roads, and they kept it looking the actual place that when you walk down the street, it still looks like the old West. It looks exactly like it did in the 1880s. So it was really nice. It's kind of like stepping back into history. I had a really good time there. And there's a restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a restaurant right there in Tombstone. It's just a regular mom and pop restaurant, and they sell hamburgers and pretty much anything you want, meat and three. And I got a regular hamburger, but they also sold bison burgers. But I didn't feel like paying $15 for a bison burger. I've had bison before. It wasn't really that exciting to me. Reselling with Woody says if those were real bullets, people would be jumping for cover. Yeah, that's true. I believe they would be. At the end of it, they said, this is the only place you can go, and people cheer over 3 homicides. So, apparently it was over something that really wasn't a big deal anyway, that the whole shootout was about something that was very minor. Chuck says it used to be paved. They tore the pavement out like the old days. Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. So you're saying that Tombstone, the city, they paved it and then they took the pavement out, so it would be like the old days. Okay. It's dirt roads here. Okay. Well, Woody, since you're on here, I wanted to tell you with the eBay store, my eBay store has been shut down since I left 19 days ago, I guess, is what was figured. So I didn't have any listings or any sales, and my store was actually not even visible for 19 days. So when I came back, I reactivated my store. I didn't get any sales for about 24 hours, but today I did sell something, so that was good. But I'm starting to get back into, listing on a daily basis, so hopefully I'll start selling some more items pretty soon. Last year when I did this same thing and shut my store down, it took a little while for my store to wake back up and start selling stuff again. Invisible River Ranch, you slide a lot on the dirt roads. At least I do. I imagine that they probably do better when there's snow and ice on the road, though. I would assume that. I don't really know because I've never driven on a dirt road when there was snow and ice. But it sounds like it would be it seems like it would be better than pavement when the snow melts and turns to ice. I don't know. Yep, 19 days. I was in my van, William, and sleeping in my van every night. And I also, one thing, a lot of the nights that I was in my van, it was below 30, so it was below freezing in my van. But I did have a buddy heater, and I used my buddy heater to warm myself up at night. I didn't leave it on all night because it's just not safe to run a propane heater all night. But I did use it to heat up the inside of the van when I was sleeping at night. But I also had the sleeping bag. And that thing, let me tell you, that sleeping bag was a lifesaver. I was able to climb into that sleeping bag, and it was just like I was in a heated room. It felt great. It was really good. Invisible River says, do you think about the eBay store while you're away for new ideas? No, I really didn't. I kind of put it in the put it in the background and left it behind because I was on vacation and I was having a good time. So I kind of quit thinking about the eBay store for the time that I was gone and just made it about having a good time, being free, and enjoying my time away. And Rachel Woody says sales have been slow here as expected for January. Yeah, I guess January does slow down a little bit. But at the beginning of January, I usually have a rush of new sales and also returns. So everyone has buyer's remorse after January 1st because they got Christmas gifts that they don't want, and so they get returned. Or they've got a gift card or money and they need to go out and buy something. So for the first week or so, I was doing pretty good on sales. And actually, the day before I left, I sold a wheelchair lift that hooks onto the back of a car. It's a local pickup only. It's not something I would mail because it's so heavy. But it sold for almost $600. So that was my last sale that sold on the 6th of January, and that was the last day that the store was open. So Marty asked, what is the cat's name? His name is Tigger, and he is actually, you can't see him, but he is laying right here in front of me on my computer right now. He missed me. He really did. Invisible River says it's 20 degrees warmer here now at night, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, 40 degrees for me in the van was perfect. It was not too hot. It was not too cold. And it was just really comfortable at 40 degrees. But when it was like 20 and like 25 and below, it could be a little bit miserable until I got into my sleeping bag, or when I got out of my sleeping bag, when I had to get up in the morning, it was cold. So I had to light my propane heater, my little buddy heater, to heat up the inside of the van. Well, one thing that happens when you're in a metal van and it's cold outside and you make it warm inside is you get condensation in the vehicle. And so I had to be careful about making sure I didn't have too much condensation in the vehicle. Yeah, he is keeping his eye on me. Marty Baker, what are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Monday, so I'm going to be getting back into the grind of eBay. The eBay world, I'll be listing, and I have a couple of consoles that I want to take a look at that I can take apart and clean the lens and see if I can get them going again. Yeah, it is kind of brutal when it is below freezing. When the weather is below freezing, you got to be careful. Oh, thank you, Woody. Nice sale. You can ship heavy items via freight. Yeah, but I don't deal with shipping heavy items. I don't want to do it. Marty says she's going with her mom to get the cake and food tomorrow. So I guess she's going to order the cake and the food for the wedding that my brother is having on the 22nd of February. So what kind of cake did you all agree on? Did you decide that you're going to get? Woody says he's using a buddy heater in the shed until he has the HVAC guy to put his mini split in. I'm glad that you said that, Woody. Mini splits are really good for small spaces to keep them warm and also cool during the summertime. I always wondered why those people on shed flips, why they have just an air conditioner in the back and a little buddy in the front when they're working. Why don't they just go ahead and get a mini split to keep their shed warm and cool? Invisible River, I get FedEx freight for big items like engines or on eBay Motors. So I guess they'll sell. You can sell a motor and have it shipped through eBay. I would never try to ship something that heavy or that big for sure. And Marty says she don't know yet what kind of cake or food they're going to have. I guess they'll find out tomorrow, huh? I'm still trying to get adjusted to the time difference. It's amazing how just 1 hour in time difference can cause you to have a little bit of jet lag, as they say. Except in my case, it's highway lag. But yeah, I've got lots of good content coming out in the very near future. I think you all will enjoy it. So it's going to be a lot of content regarding my travels in the next month or so. But after that, I plan on doing some more videos on my electronics and repairing my electronics, and some more eBay videos. So I'll be doing more content on eBay. I'll also be putting out some more content on my Airbnbs that I'm working on and getting ready because I've got 2 new Airbnbs that are going to be opening here very soon, and then I've got one that's already opened, and I've got guests in it right now, but they'll be moving out this in February 12th. They'll be moving out. No DST. What is DST? Oh, daylight savings time. Okay. They never changed the time there where he is. Woody says he was thinking the same thing about shed flips. It's way more efficient. His shed is really over insulated. Gets very hot quick. So if your shed gets real hot quick, and you have a mini split, don't those mini splits have a thermostat where they turn themselves on and turn themselves off? You just set it to the temperature that you want, and it'll keep the room that temperature for you. I really like mini splits. I think they're a great invention. Whoever came up with them did a good thing. Airbnb is good. You don't need a license to do it. Yeah, that's true. The only thing is a lot of cities are trying to outlaw Airbnbs, trying to prevent people from having Airbnbs in their homes or using their homes for Airbnbs. And the ones that do have approving Airbnbs are making it real expensive for people who run an Airbnb to be able to run one. You have to pay city taxes and all kinds of things in order to have them. I know I have to pay occupational tax for my Airbnbs to the city of Montgomery. And you are correct, Invisible River. The Philippines has many splits all over. I was actually, I don't know if you know it or not, but I was actually in the military and stationed in the Philippines for 3 years from 1988 to 1992. And Chuck says mini splits originated in Europe. Invisible River doesn't live in any city. City wants to take our money. Yep, they sure do. And Williams says it's Dutch treat. Bring your own food. Okay, so you're going to have everybody bring their own food to your wedding? That would be a new one. Oh, your wife is from the Philippines. Well, tell her hello for me. Woody says yes, it cycles in his Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so it anticipates his proximity to the unit, and it will turn on before I go to work. Wow, that's really good. So I know you're real excited about getting that mini split then, so I know you're looking forward to that. I would have a mini split, but I've got central heat and air in this house. This is actually a house where I do my eBay business, and so I don't have a shed. I've got a house. It used to be a rental house, and I just decided to turn it into my office / eBay house. So that's what I'm doing with it now. It's a 3-bedroom house, and it's got one bathroom. It's got a living room and a kitchen and a dining room. And I started this, there, if you go back and you look at some of my older videos where I was going through the house, there wasn't hardly anything in this house. And now it is just cluttered with stuff. I've got too much stuff in here. Is from Mindanao, the southernmost island. Okay. I am familiar with Mindanao. Yes, I am going to be William's best man at his wedding, so I need to get fitted for the tuxedo I guess I will be wearing at his wedding. Don't worry, you'll get fed. Well, if I have to bring my own food, I can do that. That's not a problem at all. I'll be glad to do that. Well, I am going to go ahead and get ready to close this video out tonight. I have really had a good time talking to you all. Had an extra house. I just filled it up with stuff. Well, you need to just start selling on eBay, Invisible River Ranch. I think you would enjoy it. And there's a little money in it too. It's not bad at all. So, Marty says, tell my wife she said hello. Okay, I'll do that. So I hope you all had a great Sunday today. And that you were able to go to church and get your worship on. And it was kind of a chilly day today, but not too cold. Turned into a cabin real quick. No water though. Yep, that's before you know it, you'll have to add a second shed like Commonwealth Flipper, and you'll have to have 2 sheds. One to do your videos out of and one to sell out of. You have a great night too, William. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. And I thank you for joining me tonight. And hopefully you'll enjoy the future videos that I'll be putting out. I did take a lot of videos while I was out there. A lot of footage. I also got some drone footage. So I'll be posting some of that on here as well. And you'll be able to see what the area looks like from the air. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice there in Quartzsite. For the most part, it was comfortable. Only had a few nights where the weather was below freezing, but for the most part, it was pretty comfortable. Marty says, have a good night. And Chuck says, have a good night. Good night to everyone. And Invisible River says, have fun doing your thing. God bless America, says Reselling with Woody. Woody, I hope you have another live stream before too long. I'd love to get on and hang out with you on your live stream. But anyway, guys, you guys have a wonderful week, and I will be back next Sunday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. So I hope you can come back and hang out with me again, and I hope that you'll also be able to watch my videos when they come out, because I should be putting one out on Monday or Tuesday, tomorrow or Tuesday of next week. So y'all be looking for that, and be looking for at least 1 video a week, maybe 2 videos a week, depending on how much time I have. But other than that, I guess I will see you guys on the next one. And if you are watching this afterwards and you are not a subscriber to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and consider subscribing to my channel. And then also hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I put out a new video. So I will see you guys next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, you guys take care. Love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.